Okay, so here's another interesting one. Just decided I'll just pop this one on as well. Okay, so this is Homer's hymn to Mercury. This is obviously about Mercury again, Hermes. Right, so it says here, sing Muse, the son of Maia and Jove. This is where it gets interesting. The herald child, King of Acadia, and all its pastoral hills, whom in sweet love, having been interwoven, modest May bore heaven's dread supreme. Heaven's dread. Don't forget that. An antique grove shadowed the cavern where the lovers lay in the deep night, unseen by gods or men. And white-armed Juno, now you know who Juno is. Okay, Juno is the wife of Jupiter. They together, if I could rather say, Jupiter wanted the most mighty of all men to be born, and his name was Hercules. Now Juno had a curse placed on her. This you will find in the labors of Hercules. It's also in here. Right, now how interesting is it that Juno is involved here again with Hermes? Okay, so I'll read this again. And white-armed Juno slumbered sweetly then. Anyway, it says, now when the joy of Jove had its fulfilling, and heaven's 10th moon chronicled herself, she gave to light a babe, all babes excelling, a schemer, subtle beyond all belief, a shepherd of thin dreams, a cow stealing, a night watching, and doorway laying thief, who amongst the gods was born about to thieve, and other glorious actions to achieve. The babe was born at the first peep of day. He began playing on the lyre at noon, so he played an instrument. And the same evening did he steal away Apollo's herds. The fourth day of the moon, on which him bore the venerable May, from her immortal limbs he leaped full soon. Not long could in the sacred cradle keep, but out to seek Apollo's herds would creep. Out of the lofty cavern wandering, he found a tortoise, and cried out, a treasure. For Mercury first made the tortoise sing, the beast before the portal, at his leisure. The flowery herbage was depasturing, moving his feet in a deliberate measure over the turf. Jove's profitable son, eyeing him, laughed and laughed thus again. A useful godsend are you to me, now, king of the dance, companion of the feast, lovely in all your nature, welcome you, excelling plaything. Okay, so basically this is the story where he uses an instrument to trick the gods into basically giving him basically anything he desired, to put it lightly. And he was but 1 day old. Okay, that's just mind-blowing to say the least. He tricked All the gods. All of them. Okay, so basically it basically carries on quite a bit. It's quite a long story, but it just shows you what kind of entity or so-called god Hermes was, and who his parents were. And his eternal born arose out of the flood of flowing ocean, bearing light to men. Apollo passed towards the sacred wood, which from the inmost depths of its green glen echoes the voice of Neptune. And there stood the same spot in green Onchestus. Then the same old animal, the vine dresser, who was employed hedging his vineyard there. Interesting. Latonia's glorious son began, I pray, tell ancient hedger of Onchestus, green. I can't really spell it out. It's very difficult saying too much. Not saying too much. Whether a drove of kine has passed this way, all heifers with crooked horns, for they have been stolen from the herd of high Pyria, where a black bull was fed apart between two woody mountains in a neighboring glen, and 4 fierce dogs watched there, unanimous as man. Yo, he tricked them big time. He was also born, sought high Cyllene's forest, cinctured hill, and the deep cavern where dark shadows lie, and where the ambrosial nymph with happy will bore. Okay, so that means Jove or Juno was a nymph. With happy will bore the Saturnion's love child, Mercury, and a delighted odor from the dew of the hill pastured at his coming flew. It's a very cool story, this. It's also in my profile if you want to read it. Hey, Hermes the trickster. I think he even stole all the wisdom from the Egyptians and so on and so on. And then he took it for himself. It's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, they call this a story.